Hey, welcome to the Yeti kitchen and our quarantine video of the day.
So today we are going to make a double batch of Sam sauce, which is Sam the Cooking Guy. He's on YouTube. If you haven't found him, check him out. And it's kind of our base sauce for pasta. And we're gonna maybe make some pizzas with the sauce as well. So I'm gonna take some pictures, maybe a little videos as things are cooking, putting things together, but hope you enjoy it. Alright folks, so first to get started you definitely need a pot big enough to hold the sauce. Because I'm making a double batch, I'm using an oval pot. It's, I believe, a 4-quart, so that it will hold the double batch of sauce. And the first thing you're going to do, I cut up all my onions. Actually, I'm using shallots. I'm going to scroll over here. Here's the recipe for the sauce. Like I said, you can go follow Sam the Cooking Guy. But this is a really good sauce, base sauce for a lot of different dishes. So I'm using shallots here in the Shaner Yeti household. We have determined that onions are not really our friend, so we are going to use shallots. And we did we did cut up some fresh garlic. So I'm gonna get that sauteing and cooking first, so that it can get soft before we add all the rest of the ingredients, and I'll be back to tell you what those are. Okay, so the onions and the garlic are translucent and they're cooking up nicely. It smells really good in here, but the next step is to add the peeled tomatoes. So we go with the Cento San Marzano product of Italy, peeled tomatoes. They are very good. We have tried the other brands, the Great Value, things like that, and they just are not, for this sauce, it's not as good. So this is the messy part, but you want to take a tomato out of the can and you need to squeeze it. So if you are squeamish about touching food with your hands, you might want to invest in some good food grade but gloves that you can actually handle food with, and that way you can get this part done. Of course, I'm sure there's other ways, but this is how we do it and how Sam the Cooking Guy shows and demonstrates on his show, and it might make a mess, so just clean up after yourself, as I tell the Yeti family. Alright, so I have all of the tomatoes into the pot. I want to point out one thing here. In those San Marzano tomatoes, there are basil leaves, so do not throw those out. That is extra seasoning and flavors for your sauce that you're going to make. And at first we thought they were green skins from the tomatoes, but learned it actually is a basil leaf, so leave that in. Also, wanting to add more about the tomatoes, we have, like I said, we tried it with different versions of peeled tomatoes, but this brand specifically has a better taste. And if you're going to make your own sauce at home, and especially if you're going to make a large pot of it to use in a variety of different dishes, you want to make sure that you are using the best product you can. It can get a little pricey, but you know what? If you're going to make a double batch and it's going to last for a long time, then it's kind of worth the cost. So now these are, excuse me, the dry ingredients. Forgive me, folks. So I am using sugar. So this recipe does have sugar in it. If you have a sensitivity to sugar, you could leave it out, but of course it's going to cook out and it's going to add that sweet flavor into the sauce that you love. And spaghetti sauce, canned spaghetti sauce has got sugar in it anyway, so you can control how much sugar you put in this. We're putting in tomato paste, which Cento does make a tomato paste, so you can buy that. I have the Simply Truth organic tomato paste because that's what I had bought the last time, so I'm using that up before I open up the Cento. We've got oregano and salt and white pepper. So I'm going to mix this up, then I'm going to tell you. So white pepper, you're probably like, I didn't even know they had such a thing. Well, I didn't either, but my husband tried something of a recipe that had called for white pepper, and let's just say white pepper goes in everything now. We don't use black pepper very often. We have it still in the house, but as soon as it's gone, well, I don't think I'm gonna ever buy black pepper again. Right, Yeti?
Right.
So this is going to, I mixed all this together, so this is going to simmer. You need to bring it to a simmer and then let it simmer for about 30 minutes, and then your sauce is ready. So it's gonna be delicious. Again, like I said, you can use this for pasta, you can use this for layering lasagna, you can also use it for chicken parmesan, we're gonna make some flatbread pizzas for dinner, so I will show you that and give you our recipe for what we're gonna do with that tonight, and anything else you can think of that you might need a red sauce. So I'm gonna sign off for now, and we will come back at dinner and show you what we made with the sauce for dinner. Okay folks, we're back after 30 minutes of simmering, and let me just tell you that the smell is amazing in this house. So we will be letting this cool down, and here shortly we are going to be starting dinner, so I'll come back with the dinner preparations for this one. Also, this sauce will freeze well because we have frozen it, so especially this day and time, putting it in a freezer bag and laying it flat in your freezer so that you can stack it would be a good idea if you want to stretch this sauce. So we'll be back shortly. Oh, and the Yeti chef, the main Yeti, wanted me to let you know that we don't just use any salt, we use kosher salt. Kosher salt is a flakier salt, and you don't really have to use as much. Table salt, really, to be honest, is not that good for you. So, and sea salt, of course, is good as well, but we choose the kosher salt for our baking and cooking. So that's all for now, and we'll be back here a little bit later. Okay folks, I am beginning the preparations for our pizza tonight, and just wanted to show you the start. We decided to buy some naan. It's stone baked, kind of like flatbread. It is very good. It's vegetarian, dairy free, which I have a sensitivity to dairy, and so does Logan, so this is really good to use in replacement of pizza dough that we're going to use. It's already cooked and leavened, so we're going to use this as our crust. And of course the Sam sauce that you saw earlier, and I'm just going to scroll over. We're going to have some toppings, mushrooms. I'm going to put some bell peppers on mine. I'm going to have some baby spinach and feta cheese. That is going to be a request. Mike wants that on his. And then the cheese that we don't have mozzarella. Again, we're using what's on hand, so we're going to use the blend that I have, the Colby and the Monterey Jack cheese. We'll probably also add some garlic powder and onion powder and maybe some other dry seasonings on it, but this is the beginnings of our pizzas. All right, folks, so the flatbread pizzas are built. Everyone has what toppings they requested, and it's getting ready to go into the oven, so we'll check back when they come out. Okay, the pizzas have come out of the oven, which I set at 400 degrees preheated oven, and I put them in there for 10 minutes, and then I put them under the broiler for about 2-3 more minutes just to finish them off. But they look delicious, and we'll get a decision from the kids on how they like these pizzas. We'll see you next time.